I give me a quick sec. I'm gonna I'm gonna spread the word to my friends and bombard everyone like, hey, check out this live stream. Um so before we get into it though, um see, here's the thing. Um we're not gonna be doing tenacity this time. I'm actually gonna here to I'm gonna be we're gonna be working on like a 2048 game clone that I just uncovered last night. And so I initially wrote this game for a it was for a high school club fair. Um so because I thought it would be something neat and because we didn't really have anything. Um when I uncovered it, it had a bug for determining how many moves were left, but I fixed that. And yeah, let's get started. So actually, wait, let me check all my windows to ensure I got. Yeah, let's see. Okay, yeah. Let's get to it. So this game, I just like made it. So really, it's just another simple 2048 game. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's actually launch it. You know what? What changes have I made? Okay, wait a second. Because I was making some changes again, but so it's just yeah, let's launch it. I'll just demonstrate it. But yeah, this thing. Oh yeah, no, okay, I remember what I did now. So yeah, this thing, this isn't the original version because I just committed something to make the font larger. So this game was made, like I said, for like a high school club fair. Some people played it apparently, but that wasn't enough to generate interest in the club. Well, maybe it could have been for next year, but I was already gone. That was my senior year in high school, so um, it was. We had Chromebooks. I couldn't really run this on a Chromebook, so I had to take my own laptop. Uh, it's bare bones. It doesn't have any animations. It uses WX widgets and it's written in C++, so it does work, however. Will I tell you how to beat the game? No, because I don't know. Yeah, no, it just places a random tile somewhere, and yeah, you know what, actually? I wonder about tile placement, because I don't think it's all, I wonder if I can optimize it somehow. I don't know. Anyway, so ultimately though, yeah, this program, it's a 2048 game. You can click new game and gives you new game. It doesn't keep track of your score, but if I just give me a sec. Sorry for any flashing lights. I don't think that should be. How is it? Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was glitching out on this part. Like sometimes it would just do nothing, and yeah, it just says you lost. There's only okay. I could probably make that a bit more useful. But no, the thing is oh, well, I can certainly. But anyways, yeah, it's just a basic 2048 game. I also do have a cute version of it too, actually. In fact, let's actually launch it. The cute version is just no different, except this actually kind of is a bit more organized. I can probably get that in WX widgets, but this is just a native cute thing, which I don't know if it's any performant or what, but let's just see. Processes, WX. I mean, it does kind of negate the name, the Qt branch, because it's when it uses Qt instead of WX widgets. I know that's Electron. I know that's ZSH. How is it using, like... Well, that's megabytes. But still, what? Is that actual usage or something? I don't know. Let's just go back to main. I'll build that one, and then we'll run it, and then let's see. I don't know. It's rough approximations. Let me see. Let me see. WX2048. I guess it uses less RAM or something. I have no idea, but you know what? We can actually probably fix the layout right there. I don't really care for all the layout too much, but you know what? We can probably get that up to speed or whatever. I don't know. But like ultimately, I don't know what much else to say. It was just created for like a club fair, like last year when I was still in high school, and now we're just back with this thing, I guess. If you guys want to check it out, in the description I do have or I wasn't even watching the live stream. I don't know if anyone in the chat, probably not, but you know. But yeah, so I mean ultimately it's one view. YouTube ain't even letting me watch it. Yeah, no, because like I don't have. I'd pull this up on like a second monitor real easily with this thing. You know what? But the problem is, it's just see, I can't really do that. But anyways, yeah, no, it's just a simple game. So like, what actually are we gonna do with it though? Should I try searching on my channel manually? Oh, there I am. I have 70 videos on it now. Wow. There we go. Just why didn't it work? God. Jesus. Okay. So someone's actually viewing. Hello there to the lone viewer. Yeah, so ultimately, I wonder if there's a way to get chat with OBS, if I could just like have a chat window or something. Then again, that might be for the better. Anyways, ultimately, yeah, let's just get started to what we're gonna do. So I want to figure out a way to get the tires a bit more like well-rounded, you know. So you know what? Let's do this instead. I don't exactly know what the radius could be standing for, but instead of do just a simple draw rectangle, we could try to draw a rounded rectangle. Actually, no, let's not do that yet. Let's build it one by one. First off, what I want to do is so I want to make it so that they're all not crammed together, because if you know, sorry for the flashing lights, they're going to be crammed together. I also want to make it so that the font is bigger as well. Oh, and I know that the game board does change. It's not, the tiles are not necessarily proportional. You can definitely, I don't really care about that, to be honest. I'm just going to make sure that the tiles look good. But anyway, so ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, I'm going to try to figure out how to space these. Alright, so the first that we can maybe do, there's out of space there. I'm kidding. But I do know that, okay, so when we want to have some extra padding or like extra spaces, I want to offset, let me introduce like, oh, actually, top, boom. Okay, so first off, yeah, tile padding, that's gonna be 10, like maybe 10 pixels or something, and I don't know if that's automatically scaled. We're gonna start there, and then, so here we'd probably, I mean, this is 0, 0, because we take like the rest of, it's just, you know, we have this new game button, but anyways, it's 0, 0. And then what we do is now this 10, right? So we kind of all like offset, let's say here. That's probably way too much, but I don't care. You should hopefully get what I'm saying. But then what we're going to do is then we're gonna go like kind of all the way up to here, but go a bit back, and this is for the width. So definitely tile width, because I mean the tile width, what we're gonna do is it's gonna be equal to like a quarter of it minus tile padding. So that's gonna be the total width to account for that padding. And then tile width, tile height, the same thing. Tile padding. I'm not necessarily guaranteeing that that's gonna be correct, but anyway, so now that's all taken into account for. And then the X, well, we have to, I mean, that's already kind of accounted for, but the X, I mean, it has to be offset. And then the tile width, well, if we say here, where my cursor's at, then we're just gonna be, the tile width is like, say, up to here, perhaps. Then we're gonna go like, I mean, it goes all the way up to there, so then we increment all the way to there, so that's like the total width, so we're kind of like right there. I guess we have to include plus tile padding. That's my best guess. I'm not an expert on this, obviously. I'm just trying to figure this out anyways. I mean, that kind of works, but here's the thing, is that's at the end where it becomes a bit problematic. Maybe what we do, I mean, because we have the full client size and we want to divide these rectangles up, well, unless what I can do is probably do something regarding, like, do some pen trickery, perhaps, so to draw, like, a transparent border, except I tried doing that and it didn't work for some reason. I mean, it was like, draw a rectangle, and then we just drew the rectangle, but, like, that's just kind of depending on the brush, I guess, but, like, the pen was just, hey, I don't know. I mean, we can try that, maybe, but I mean, this works, except then at the last, it's just, it goes beyond, I guess. So we need to make sure, like, it's, clipped to, like, 10 minus the window. So the best I can do is, I mean, we have, I'm gonna suck at drawing this, but I can try. Close. Let's do a new one. Yeah, no, that's, this works. And let me, where's that pencil? There we go. Let's do like a, okay, so, imagine we have, let me figure out, that's not what I wanted. If there's, because I know there's a way to, like, kind of, I don't know, I can't recall, but if I can do maybe to path or something, I guess. And then, whatever, you know what? Just kind of undo everything. Then, say this is like the game grid or something. Right, you know what, that works. It's an imperfect thing. So you're gonna have, this is gonna be 0, 0, and then you're going to have, it's gonna be offset first. So you can say it's like this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could be explaining it completely in a really not very good way, but I mean, because I know that we got this, and then I'll just use this. Then you have another one there, for example, and then you have like another one here, just moving it, and then you kind of, because I mean, just notice at this edge how, just particularly, because it's not, because like the size is going beyond the window. So we're offset 10, and then we increase the height, which is like right here. Well, maybe we don't do like plus tile padding. Well, we gotta account for that because the X has gotta also start here to account for that tile padding. So if we're at 10, 10, for example, then if the width is like a fourth of this space, you know, or a 16th, I guess technically, minus the padding. So because I mean we're offset here, and thus the size is gonna have to account for that. Then we're over here. I mean, and then what we do, like, we're over here, because with X, we start with the tile padding, then, like, we're over here, and then we gotta go over here, but, because, I mean, without the tile padding, it doesn't, you won't have these spaces, and the spaces are intentional. So then, with the spaces, I mean, if we include that tile pattern, then you'd be over here, and then boom, same, and the same, and then if it's the last one, I mean, you should be done, but, like, what you can do, I guess, is, like, if it's the last of the row, then what we can do is, because that height, it's the last in the row. Well, I don't know why an X here all flipped. I don't know what I did, to be honest. But like, because if we're talking whoa, then maybe we can. What if I just like flip this together? Because I mean X. Oh, well, okay, yeah. Now I actually see how it makes sense. Don't really care about any of the others in the brush selection. This is mainly what I care about. Because X, Y, and then we draw up to here. Like, let's say, if we draw just a single row, for example, let's do that, actually. Maybe I can better visualize this. So there's only going to be, oh, there's actually multiple still. Oh, because it's wrong thing. My bad. Because it's wrong case. But surprisingly, I guess that still worked? I don't know. Okay, this is what I want. This is what I was looking for. So, yeah, there's now empty space here. Don't worry about that. If we're gonna focus on just a single row, because I'm more like a hands-on type of learner, I guess, and that's kind of why I just modify things and try to observe and study. So here we start here, and that's like our offset. Then you add tile width, and you also have to account to the padding. So then you start here, and then you do the same thing, and then you also eventually do the same thing. But at the end, I mean, you still have your width, but it doesn't seem like it's accounting for the padding at that point, you know? Because, like, fourth, and it's, like, minus tile padding. Like, the width is already kind of, it should be automatically just a fourth of the space, minus tile padding from the width. Or maybe you have to do that twice, actually, I'm wondering. I could be completely effing this up. Grid rows. Oh yeah, the number of rows and all that. It is indeed hard coded. What if I just keep it like that? What happens? I'm curious, cause like, it works, but then there's extra space here. So you know what? Objective completed? Not quite. I think it's almost, because then you just do, because it's twice the tile padding. So, oh, you know what? Then what if we just take this out? Maybe that's what we're gonna get. Oh no, that actually just made it worse. Oh yeah, because you're talking about x plus equals whatever. That's not quite really how that works, I guess. Oh, I closed out the wrong thing. I'll just discard that. Run it again because, like, yeah, oops. But hey, it still works. Alright, so let's go back. Plus tile padding. Jesus, something exploded. I don't know if you guys heard that, but whoops. I mean, this is kind of what I want to do. Because, like, first off, we start at the offset. Then we go ahead, and then we just, like... Okay, now we're talking about twice the padding. So it's like, this is the width that we expect. It's gonna be the width, but now there's twice, like that padding's accounted for. So we start offset, and then we have like the width that we want, right? And then the width that we want is basically gonna be a 16th technically, because it's a whole grid. It's a 4x4 thing of the game grid of almost all the window here, therefore. So then when you have that, so we offset to 10 here, and then we have to have the width as if it were just regular, but we have to do minus that tile padding on the width and also on the height as well. So thus, that's kind of how, in our original scenario, I mean, that's how we get the start solved and all that stuff. And then we have to increment the x coordinate, not only that height, so that, because if you just increment it the height, or in the width in this case, you increment it the width, and it's just gonna be right here, you know, right where my cursor is. So thus we need to add that extra bit of padding so that we can go over, and thus we have the padding right here. Then we do the same thing, because then the tile width is unchanging, if I'm not mistaken. You know, the tile width should not change. It's basically constant. If only there was like a way. Is there also another overload to get client size? Oh, there is like WX get client size basically. Just as for convenience. Okay. So then, yeah, we just do that, and then you draw it, and it's the same width, minus, it doesn't count for that padding, and then you increment over, do the same thing, and then on the last one, same thing, increment over, and then you draw it, and it's like to the edge of the window, however. Because that should be the width, and it is minus the tile padding. So, I mean, it offsets properly, but then, I mean, does it really need, do we really need to change this if we're just skipping over or something then? Because we just divided by 4, which, I mean, well, that just only kind of, oh, whoops. Oh, well, it made it look like it, but like, yeah, no, that just cuts it off. So you have to account for that, because if it's just a 4th, then you're not going to really account for it. You're just going to be drawing off the window. But here, with this code, you draw just with inside. I mean, on the last row, though, this is not going to be like any padding. I mean, you might be lucky if you get an edge or whatever, but like, because this padding here, it's offset, so then we just go, because it's going to be, we're going to draw the rectangle as x, y. Yeah, x and y do start, so it'll be offset here, like I've said. Then we go, I'm trying to figure this out, sorry. Then we're gonna go, width, but the width has to be adjusted, so it's, again, a 4th minus, because like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, you'd actually have to like exclude it 5 times, I guess, is, to get the width. So you know what? Actually, I'm just curious. What happens if I do that? That's probably gonna not do what I'm thinking it's doing. Yeah. Although, it's kind of close, actually. You know what? Because, the thing is that, so, actually, I need GIMP again. So, close, new, okay. So if we're talking about this wacky window, now there should be a way in GIMP where I have a selection, right? And that has to be a way, I think. I know, I swear in Photoshop you could have done this, and then I need to like have a border, replace the selection by its border, but it's like border selection style by, you know, and it's just like, wait, no, I don't want that. So let's say this is going to be the window. I need to border this, and not like, if I have select and kind of just, or if we do border, you know what, actually no, I should have just done this instead. There you go. Okay, but this is the well, this is the content area more specifically. So, if you have, I did not mean to launch Kryder. I did not mean to launch Kryder. K-Wooler, rotate it. All right. So let's say, I don't know if there's a Wooler in GIMP, but you know I like K-Wooler, handy dandy Wooler. Okay, let's say it's like 796 pixels. Each rectangle. Okay, so each rectangle, if they're back to back, let's say it's 795, right? Or 796 and 7. Let's do 796. Each rectangle is gonna be 199. Wait, KCalc, because 796 I might be rounding, but it makes it work out a little better. And there was another. I think it's fireworks. Anyways. So yeah, so it's gonna be 199 for each square. So that means at 199. Wait, this is It's always ooh, okay. Damn. Well, we know we gotta do 199. So like this is just. That was not it. Wait, can I actually precisely guides new guide at 199, and I assume that's based on the nope, wrong guide. New guide, it is. We need a new vertical guide right there. Damn it. Okay. Well, you get the idea. You know what? Yeah, you get the idea. Well, let's say. What if we just instead 1920 by 4? Okay, that's 480. So let's just delete everything. Assume this is the content area. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a new guide. We're gonna draw this out manually. So we're gonna go do a new guide. Then we're gonna have a new guide. Or maybe we could do by percent actually. New guide by percent, which is going to be a vertical guide at 25, and that should be like at 480 basically. Yeah, that's basically 480. Image guides, new guide by percent at 50, not 500%, at 50%, and then image guides, new guide by percent is going to be last of the vertical, not 785. And, well, we only really need 3, so then let's do it again. Zealous crop, nice. Horizontal, 25. So then we got the image again, image guides, new guide by percent. Do 50 again, okay. And then image, new guide by percent. Alright, so this is the grid layout. Now, what we were doing previously was we were just drawing rectangles. We were drawing a rectangle, and they were all back to back. Back to back. You get the idea. Well, and if we get, like, say, the width of this, of a single row, because what we do is we basically get this whole client area first, right? This is, let's assume this entire canvas is the client area, or the grid, the grid board, I can say. And then what we do is we get like just a fourth of the height and then a fourth of the width. Boom, that's the size of one square. However, though, what we're doing is we're gonna offset it so it's actually, but that's not what I wanted to do. But we're gonna make it so actually it's gonna be like an extra. I don't think this is scaled, but you kind of get the idea. Because we're offsetting it at 10, so now this entire grid would be like this. It'd be like 19. This entire selection is 1920 by 1080, almost actually. really, it'd be something like this, as you can see, as to how I can manage, as you can see, if you can see the selection right there, namely in this corner where you have it's over, and that's not going to be visible in the window. So what we need to do is we got to account for like our new calculations, because now we got some new guides, and we also need to have some guides here too. So like that's should be one at 1070 vertical. Well, if it's 1910, then if we're talking vertical, and then image guides, new guide by percent is gonna be, oh no, not new guide by percent. I mean, these are the edges, and it's not in between. But we can do a new guide, and that's gonna be 1070. So we're gonna click. Nope. Wrong orientation. I don't know if you can rotate them, but I mean, it's just horizontal. There we go. So that's kind of now like the offset. So when we draw this rectangle, and then we draw this rectangle, and then this, except that doesn't include the padding though. If we were to include the padding, which I'm not going to try to figure out how to grid out here, yeah, then it would be a bit more perfect. Actually, you can kind of see, like, you don't really, like, there's already the padding there, because if you can kind of see, I'll zoom in, like, you'll realize, like, this square, it fits perfectly here, but then if we go down, notice how it doesn't exactly fit perfectly. Where this space outside the selection here, that's the padding. I don't know if I'm using the terms correctly either, but you know what, that works. And then we just do that. I mean, we actually go row first, but you can kind of see how it works. And then at the end, well, that's where it actually fits again, right? Well, I think at the end, what we need to do is actually have like a special little, selection type thing where, because see, here it actually fits, and it fits here as well. Actually, no, this would be the padding. It fits here perfectly because, well, we got the padding, you know, at the bottom. Except, you said you got padding here. Whoop. Anyways, but yeah, so like the offset just kind of, if we just start with the offset for now, I'm gonna just redo this work. First off, window constants, constant expression in tile padding equals 10, or like margins or whatever, I don't know. So we do the tile padding, and it can be 10. Oh, we got 2 viewers, I just noticed. Welcome, new viewer. Sorry for being a bit late. So yeah, so we got tile padding, and so what we do is we start everything off with the tile padding, right? We offset everything. And this just offsets everything, so it's like at 10. And then what we can do, because the width remains the same, well, what we can do instead is the tile width. Well, if we do tile width minus equals maybe tile padding, perhaps. That just is probably similar to what we're doing or something, actually. But you know what? It's in the name of experimentation, having fun. So that actually is a bit more on that side. But what we're gonna do is, so because what we're doing here, we're not really changing the width. Actually, we're just offsetting the entire rendering. So it's just kind of like we're taking just this whole canvas, but just kind of moving it down. So if I would just have a selection, and we were just kind of gonna move it down, then that's what we're basically doing. So then what we need to do is we got to go ahead. Now we got to figure out a way to adjust the height. So the max height, you know, let's try making it so that it just kind of is back into this canvas again, except now it has padding. So like we could just do this, and that's like the full height. Well, now we got to make it so that it's actually within bounds. So for each little square, It's offset by 10, but we gotta make it so there's gonna be a little bit of padding though. Well, that might be the point. I don't know. Let's see. Like we got y plus equals its tile height. But that's the thing is that if it's just the tile height and the tile height's unadjusted because you're gonna need to modify it. You gotta actually reduce it. So you know what? It's gonna equal itself. Yeah, quota of itself minus tile padding. Now I'm gonna shift a goal here. So the goal is now just to kind of get everything so it's just within bounds now, and we're not trying to separate everything right now. We just want it in bounds. So I don't know exactly why that happens. Oh, because we're actually offsetting it really. So you know what? Because it's offset here. So you know what? So if we then recompile, so we just now kind of have an offset. Well, since we got, because we're offsetting here, and we're trying to account for that offset. Because now we're like offsetting here, and then we're trying to like account for the offset. So it's kind of gonna end up like this. Okay, so if you're accounting for that offset, so basically this is what I figured out. So actually, select everything, right? And then you kind of move. This rectangle gets moved. And what we do is then we just go back, so it's gonna look like this. Because we're offsetting and everything, and we're actually accounting for the size, I think. Oh wait, what? No, because like basically what we're doing, I mean we offset there, but we also then account for the size. Because it's, you know, if we just offset, because like if the offset is just simply, oh no, we need that offset, but I'm over at this change, and you see what it's doing in this one is everything's just kind of offset, and notice how that's looks a bit, oh, OBS, that looks a bit off, you know. I mean that's basically what we just did. Is we're just with size unadjusted, what we're doing is all the rendering's just offset, so then it's within this padding, which it's a very small margin, but you know what, actually wait, if I can actually select border selection, say it's like sure, right, and then I go ahead. Alright, so then let me actually create a new layer for this. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Boom. Alright. This is gonna be a pain to try to demonstrate. I really should increase, but like you can now kind of see how the frame is offset and how none of it, it's kind of like how it is right now. It's actually just completely offset and not visible. Well, what we need to do is we gotta like, I think we could just do this, and then I can maybe scale up. Wait, no. Yeah, we want to scale this so that it's within the canvas edges. Otherwise, because like that's basically what we've done, and now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and make sure it doesn't, it can kind of just, we can get the padding so it's all within, and also kind of respecting that. So like the last one just needs to be kind of, I guess, I mean there you'd have to adjust the height though. So you know what, if we then account for it, if we account for it, it does something weird. I don't know why, because it's this divided by 4. Because it's supposed to be a quarter, but then for some reason, like the offset works, but then for some reason it's like too much. Cause like, I mean, if we make it just half, I guess. You know, I think that works more because I think we probably had too much. I'm not entirely sure why I did that. 1, 2, 3. Maybe it was divided by 3, I guess. I don't know. 1, 2. But then you do like. Okay, well that's the new height, and that's kind of now everything is just. There's a bit of padding around the outer window, which is one of the goals, but now we got to go ahead and kind of cut the tile height short. So what if we just divide it by 3, and then it's plus each tile width? Well, first off, let's try something like that, because you got to account for 1, 2, 3 spaces, and then maybe on the outside. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a quarter of the top end. I have no idea. Okay, so then you get something like that, but plus tile padding. What if we just do something like that? And let's space out, because why not? Okay, so then what we're gonna do? That seemed to have messed it up. Oh well, maybe if I went back to 2, because 2 seemed to have done it. I don't know why though. 2 also messes it up. Maybe not as much, but making me think I have to get into like multiplication on the opposite way. Because if you do multiplication, you realize that now it gives us padding, but like that's way too much padding. But wait, let me look at the API real quick, because well, it's all double actually though. So you know what? And there's, let's look at WX frame. Here we go. So let's see. Yeah, get client size. It's all integers, but if we do, I mean, I would just do. We do like WX size, and then it's like get width. You know, I don't know. But it's all integers right now, so you know what? So then we do something like that, and then we do double tile width 0.5. We got some actual floating action going on. So let's see. I don't know if it needs to be like 1.5. Oh, what the hell? No. Oh, because that should be client width and client height divided by 4. Possible loss of precision. Well, I suppose. I suppose we can make it divided by 4.0 for much more precision. Doesn't quite exactly work, but close enough. I mean, not too bad, I guess, but it's still larger, clearly. Because I don't exactly know. Because you got, if you just subtract it from the padding, what the? Okay, we just select it from the padding, because otherwise it's not gonna be completely full. Because we offset here, and then we go have the width, and then after the width is after the width, let's see, I'm trying to think here. So because we offset drawing, maybe we gotta account for that twice. I mean, that's what I was thinking, because like the thing is that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there should be a fifth one. So it should be like, I guess, a client width minus tile padding times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is probably gonna go so long, but screw it. Let's see what happens. And then it's the same thing here, except instead of width, it's actually height. But same calculation nonetheless. Will it work? No, it actually did. So I was actually correct. Okay, because the width has to account. Okay, this is how I figured it out. So here's the thing. First off, the width of each rectangle needs to account for the padding. And they're going to be like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces of padding. So you need to account for that for each rectangle. So thus, your padding needs to be multiplied 5 times. And then because there are 4 rectangles in each row, and that's what the width is representing, and same thing for each column, and that's what the height's representing, you divide that by 4. Does it need to be double? It can, well, draw rectangle here can accept a double, so you know what, it works. Yeah, so we did it. That's what I want to do. Import. Now we just gotta mess around with the radius, but first off, like a good programmer, commit your code. The CPP, huh? Okay. Alright, so, it's not much. I'll figure out if it scales, and if not, automatically, then I'll go ahead. Add padding the game grid. Alright, so, done. Then we do draw rectangle radius. Oh no, draw rounded rectangle. So then we need the last parameter. What if we did 10? I don't exactly know what unit of measurement that is. Let's give them. That's a bit too rounded, but you know what? It could work. Especially if that's small. Oh, that would be comic. That's comically small. But the larger it is, you know. I'm not looking for too much of a radius, so let's just do 5. Launch it again. Radius should be much better. Yeah, it works. It works. You know what? That looks. These graphics look a lot better, and yeah, it just makes things a lot better, I think. Maybe we can probably increase the font size a bit more. But yeah, this is at least we finally figured it out. Yeah, I kind of just have forgotten that what was I gonna say? Yeah, ultimately overall, I just kind of forgot this game existed, and yeah, there it goes. Yeah, this is rather neat. Yeah, so we just added some rounded rectangles. I'm not gonna adjust anymore for that. Source game grid. Make tiles rounded. And yeah, there you go. Oh wait. Yeah, that might have been from like old Stadius. Yeah, we're ahead by 3 commits. Okay. Now let's see if I can figure out a way to maybe add some spacing or something. Is it here? that we add the button? I think so. Oh yeah, because this doesn't have any proportion, but if we did, then what if we did WX expand WX all? Just out of curiosity. But let's add some flags maybe, because you can expand, well, expand, because it's vertical, just WX left, like, don't do horizontal, vertical expansion. Only do horizontal expansion. That's more like the cute version. However, I'm gonna just simply go back to what exactly we had. Yeah, I'm gonna just go back to kind of what we had before, though. The reason being is because here's the thing. This is what we can do. Let's implement a scoring mechanism. I don't exactly know how regular 2048 is scored. That's 204.98. This is like a much more fancified version. Oh, does this even have scoring? Wait a minute. Okay. Wait, no, new game. Okay, how does scoring work? Okay, so you create, whenever you merge a tile, you get, you add, like, the value of that tile, of the newly merged tile is added to your score. So, if we go back, see this 2? These 2s, when we merge them, this is 4, and that's therefore 4. If we do the same thing here, then the score should be 8, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's 8. And then, that's gonna be 16, so we should have, like, 24. What? 4 and 4 is 8. That's 16. Oh, maybe it's just... Because here and here, that's gonna be 4. That's a 20, which... Yeah, this makes sense. It's 4. And that's 24. What? Wait a minute. I don't exactly know how 2048 is scored, but we're gonna do 4, so 2 and 2, that's 4. 2 and 2, that's simply gonna be, that is also 4, and that makes the score 8. 4 and 4 is 8, though. Okay, yeah, no, I was correct. That's 20. That's 24. 32. 48. 52. Yeah, no, it's basically the value of, like, whatever newly combined tile you got. So, you know what? Let's actually do something here. So, we're gonna go back. We're actually gonna now add the static text. That is the, new game button, and we're gonna have WX static text, score text equals new WX static text. This WX ID any. Well, first off, let's actually go back to the game grid, and let's actually add some scoring methods. Or it's member functions technically. So then what we're gonna do is this is that even used? Wait a minute. Enter rectangles. Wait a minute. I can. That's unused actually. Wait a minute. Just get rid of that, because I think I was intending to use it for something. Oh, I thought I was going to use it, but no. Oh. Wait, what? Why didn't that get saved? Alright, so actually, okay, drop ref, cool. It's insignificant. So actually, first off, nuke that. And that's the only thing modified. Oh yeah, I had an intent to embed images, but I never did. And you know what? Maybe we can have a new color scheme soon. It doesn't have to be Candyland themed anymore. And you know what? I got an idea for a color scheme. Yeah, so we just have something like that. Yeah. Commit. Alright. Now what we're gonna do. In case you ever wonder what the hell this means after a member function definition or whatever in C++, this means that this member function cannot change the object. Doesn't make sense on static, but it guarantees that that member function will not change the object. Okay, so... Well, it's mainly game coordinator that I think should have it, really. Game grid is just the actual display, whereas game coordinator should be keeping track of the score, you know what. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's right there. Game coordinator. So you know what? This is what we're gonna do. Because you don't have game coordinator. Well, let's look at game grid and see. It doesn't add any widgets, does it? No, it just like has a game coordinator and all. That's like its logic code. Well, it's actually, and then like this thing. Well, it's on a new game button, but then we're gonna add something, and then the game grid is just its own singular widget. So let's do game coordinator then. So find first matching pair column. What was public? It's reset game, get value of tile, set value of tile. Except it's not a proper index. It's like from 1 to 4. Has moves left, has available spots, has reach 2048. Randomly place tile, shift up, down, left, and right. Int get score constant. Alright, and then let's add int m score. Then game grid can just simply do int get score constant return m game coordinator dot get score. There you go. That's how that's gonna work. Then what we're gonna do is in game coordinator we got set value of tiles. So then what we're gonna do, int game coordinator get score turn m score, right? But then so when we do shift up, alright, first merge any potential tile upwards, set the first tile to the previous row. Alright, so if we do merge tile, so the first tile. Okay, so for each column, first merge any potential tiles upwards, set the first tile to the previous row and the second tile to the current row. Optimization, skip over empty pairs, check if the current pair is equal. If so, do the first tile in the pair and clear the second tile. So the first tile is like, alright, cool, then we can do that. Otherwise, but in either case though. So the second tile is 0, find the next tile that contains the same value and as the first tile. I mean, it's the first tile, otherwise we just continue to find it. I feel like you can probably just make it so that you find whatever tile matches, you know, and as long as, like, I don't know, I can probably, that you could simplify the code maybe. But otherwise, okay, that second tile is 0, so there's something that matches it, you know. So the second tile is 0, matching. And then let's do m score plus equals first tile, right? So then we're gonna do first tile, m tile is at blah blah blah. Then we do M score. Okay, because, well, let's actually trace this real quick. Because, okay, so first off, if we go upwards, oh, and I'm going to have to do this for all the different other ones, too. I gotta figure out a way to, like, combine them all or something. Check if the current pair is equal. If so, double the first tile. Well, there's nothing, so in this case, when we go for each column, so nothing in this column, and what we do is really, so we start here, right? So if both are empty, just skip. But here we got the first tile and the second tile. So the first tile here, if they match, double that up, and that's gonna be added to your score. Otherwise, if this is 0, let's see if I can find a good case. Okay, so let's say we're here now. Oh, so the second tile is 0. Okay, so let's say the first tile and the second tile. Second tile here is 0, and now such and such. So the matching tile is equal to where we're currently at. I guess, or something. Because first tile is in the previous row, and then the second tile is where I think we're currently at, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever. So then the second tile is going to be, okay, so that while we're less than that, and we're not equal to the first tile, if it matches, break, but otherwise continue, and it matches, okay, so then cool. So it equals, so then we can just go ahead and double it, clear the other tile at that position, and then we can just do M score plus equals, well, actually it just looks like either way, plus equals first tile. Because in both situations, the first tile is what gets modified. So then, okay. Then shift everything upwards. Cycle 1, combine any pair of tiles. Then no matching tiles, skip. First matching column pair. So it's found. Let's see. And then, okay, where were we? So you match them all, so we have a finding pair, first one matches, and then blah blah blah. Tiles dot at I dot at pair dot first. The value of the first tile. That was merged to the score. You can do something like that. Then that's same, and then okay, that's. Oh, I didn't do shift down, I don't think. But up and down is just the same thing, albeit the opposite, I think. Oh, did I not do... I gotta refactor the other one, I think. do something like that. That's shift left. Whatever one got multiplied is the one that we want. So it's that one. Yeah, okay, so shift down, shift left, then a shift right. And score, got a second. So I think we probably got it now. It's just we gotta get the game grid button up. Send our new game button. Well, I know we don't handle the keys, but you know what? Whenever like there's a change in score, we can probably send off an event. We can probably define our own event right there, but you know what? Let's see. Because that's if we have key up, this remnants or whatever. So then, what if we do like a custom event? Could we do a custom event, or because indicating like, hey, the score changed, you know? Or could we just be like, randomly place tile, and if the score didn't change, you know? Because really, this thing just does painting and keyboard handling, and then you can get the score. I wonder if like what we can do is after this thing, because it's on new event button, because maybe what we can do, bind WXEVT, bind to the same event, because maybe if it can propagate, and you know it's an EVT char event, so you know what, if that's, yeah, it's same event as this, this WX key event, just it doesn't really matter. And then what we do, and then finally like get this done. So then what we do is we do mGameGrid dot get score. Well, not dot, but like the arrow. Int score equals. What we can do actually instead. Let me consult the documentation real quick. It's WX static text. Set text? Is it like a set, like, okay, it supports classic text alignments. Oh, we didn't, because we gotta add that next, actually. Static text. Score text equals new WX static text. So then what we can do, and then eventually cause I mean, or should this get bound first? I don't know. Let's actually, before we do too much, let's add an assert here. Oh, because I forgot that. It's constant, that's why. And WX, oh, because we don't have a static text. Stat text.h. And, let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, because we didn't even add it to the sizer yet, even, but. Okay. So what if we did in this on Chaw? Oh. EVT dot skip so that it can continue propagating. Event dot skip. And then what we can do is after this. What? Oh. Wow, that might be an issue actually. Okay, so you know what? That's probably not what we want to do. Let's instead do like a different way and instead like find custom events. Because I think you can make a custom event, you know what? I don't know why Moji has this. I just switched to it, but you know what? Not a big deal. Still up to date. Custom event summary. You can do wait. New event type. There's a custom event type. Must be WX event derived. Let's have game grid. We'll just make it here. WX define event. Using the WX define event macro as an event type macro can also be declare event if necessary. So we have WX define event. Game score updated. It could be double. It doesn't really need to be anything. Define event name class. I mean, doesn't need to really be anything. Could be an integer, I guess. Or like, I guess it could be a WX command event. It's not really a command. Like what? Oh, I don't know why I get a Cloudflare a lot. I've been getting it rather a lot. I don't know if it's just my internet setup or what, but anyways, I guess WX command event would be the most appropriate. Or we could just make our own, I guess. Could we make our own? I think that'd be overkill, to be honest, because WX command event should be okay. Alright, WX define event. So the next thing to do is whether you need a custom event class. No, command event should work. You just do like set it, which is the score or whatever. You know, that should work actually. Get the new score, so we have define event, and then do we need to do declare event? I don't think we need declare event. Must be the WX event from the point of using this macro. WX define event. That defines a new event. The other one declares a new event. Well, I don't think it's necessary. I don't know. Let's just leave this like that. See what happens, and then we do this. The window. WX 2048. Well, we got game grid. Where's game grid? Is it already there? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. So then we do bind score updated. This WX command event. Oh wait, but then how the heck is it gonna be dispatched? I gotta send event, set event object this. We use set string whatever. Okay, let's do this. You know, game grid is updated, so we have moves left. This, well, let's also keep a copy of the previous score. So the previous, so if in the case like the score actually changes, you know. And previous score is at 0, and then okay, so then whenever something happens, in this thing here, so if and previous score equals, if it's equal to game coordinator.get score, and then actually we can just remove that. Then or if it does not equal, then m previous score equals m game coordinator. Like the score has changed, you know. So equals m game coordinator get score. Let's do that. New score, and then let's go ahead. WX command event object or EVT score updated. The score is updated, and do you absolutely need the event? Let's see. Well, I mean an ID. I mean, we don't really use an ID, so you know what? We'll just do that. Set event object is this, and evt.set int is the previous score, because now that's the new score, you know. Well, actually, yeah. Alright, so then we go ahead and do that, and then we do process window event. Well, let's see. Take a look at the WX window documentation. Process event. Convenient route, but this is the same thing as get event handler, but more convenient. Itself can't be called for WX window objects that it ignores the event handlers associated with the window. Use this function instead. Okay, well, we can do that. Well, let's do process window event, EVT. So we have that event. And now we're bound to this event, which I have not finished doing this. And then we just go ahead, actually we do need the event. So first off, score text dot set label WX string format score %d, and that's going to be event dot get int, which is going to be the score. Oh, that's a pointer, that's why. Oh, and that's all caps, that's why. Do we need a store? Well, actually, wait a second. Sizo add score text 0. That should work, I think. Well, the thing is that that's it's actually something like WX static text score text, right? And then we do something like m score text. Do something like this instead. Just capture this. I mean, I wonder if instead it'd be more optimal if you could just capture. No, it doesn't look like you can. It's a class member, not just a singular variable. Alright. I don't know. Double string 45. I don't understand what that means. What it's getting at there. What? Static. Stat text.h. Let's try this again. Oh. M score text should be. And then we just add it. And game grid. Let's try that. Wait a second. Because it's all vertical. Well. It doesn't seem to want to be firing or something. I'm sure that's actually firing properly. So you know what? Let's see what I'm doing wrong. Game grid here. 159. One. Nope. Let's see. What? Oh, you know what? Because I don't think the previous score is being initialized properly. I wonder. Game coordinator is not initializing the previous score properly. And score as 0. Initialize that as 0. Well, that doesn't explain why it's not updating, but that was a bug. Anyways, I mean, now it should be initializing properly, but that wasn't the main issue. It's not even updated in general, because we're all supposed to be doing set label and score with event get ID. Let's do 55 from right there. One, nope. Doesn't seem like it's firing at all, I guess, for whatever reason. Interesting. I don't know why it's not firing, but it should be. If that's what we want to send an event. We just do process window event. Defining your own event class. We don't need our own event class. I think we're just pretty simple. Interesting. I have wx declare and then define. Well, we don't need our. We just need to use an existing one. So we declare and then define. So it just declares in game grid. Game grid, and then what we do is have a wx define event. Maybe. Oh, that. Okay. Oh, and then the new game button needs to reset the score back to 0. So you know what? Almost. Reset game m score equals 0. There we go. So let's give this a shot. That did not. Okay, that's bugged. Okay, so then when the game's reset, so with the reset button, M score text, set label score 0, simply. Okay, let's try that. So I don't exactly know how the heck that happened, but let's take a look at it, because otherwise the score is now updating. Like, that works. So, get value tile has reach 24. Well, it's in game coordinator that's doing the score updates. So first off, it's the value because we determined that, say if we're doing new game, and then we do here, it's the value of the merge tile, so it's gonna be 4, and now it's gonna be 8, and then now it's gonna be like 16. And it's gonna be 20, and then 24, and then it's gonna go 28, and then we're gonna try 36, and then 16 would be what, 52 or 56. Oh, there might have been something else that merged with it. You know what though, because like it's a shift. So you merge all possible tiles. So we do M score plus equals first tile. And let's see what else. And shift everything upwards. Okay, so this, I don't exactly know what the hell I did, but like I already know earlier when I bought the when I bought the other ones, which were later down left and right, they basically follow this. It's just find first matching row pair. Do like, except I'm basically gonna rewrite all this. Let's actually try rewriting this. You know what? Let's give that a shot next. So that has no conflicting changes. Okay. So I basically split it up into 2 cycles on the other ones, and they're basically like the same thing. And that, I guess, kind of just does it. Like, I don't know. Cause okay, back to the drawing board. So first off, when we're shifting upwards, well, we gotta first off combine any paired tiles. So like first off, we find the first all of these are somehow, even if we're left and right, but it also works, and I don't know. I think it's probably the opposite of this, if I'm not mistaken, basically. So I'm just gonna take this, I'm gonna modify it so that it's like the same thing basically. So okay. So first off, combine any paired tiles. So first off, find the first matching column pair, which, oh, then you got row pair too. Okay. Finds matching tiles in a given column. Any tiles that indices in between this pair are guaranteed to be unoccupied. The indices will also point to any arbitrary tile value, but both will contain tiles with the same value in the same row. Okay. So, basically, if no pair was found, so it's in the given column, and then you also got the index, or offset, I should say. So, it's just at the column, and then no offset. So if there are no matching tiles, okay, cool. And then what we do is, when we're merging up, it's the first pair. I think we want to switch this, actually. Times equals 2, and this is nothing. So let's try this. Because then we move the rest up. Well, actually, no, move any tiles up. So then, because otherwise we start at 0. Well, it's less than grid rows plus plus. So otherwise, I think. I mean, maybe we just increase, I think. So, like, so then we move any tiles up. So we've determined, okay, we gotta move some tiles up. Then what we do is, so, what at the current, well, let's say we're here, right? And then once, like, this is basically, it's, greater than 0. Or, like, it's right here, so this is it. Or, find the first 3 tiles starting from my current position in the row. So then we start with the, let's say we start here, right? Because we go row first, or column first, really. So then we start here. And while this is greater than 0, while this is greater than 0, and whatever, I count the index here, you know. Well, this is greater than 0, or should it be like less than grid rows? Let's see. Oops. Okay, find the first 3 tiles starting from our current position in the row. Alright, so first off, we gotta move everything up. So let's say, okay, so first off, we start at the beginning, right here. Then what we do is find the first 3 tiles starting from our current position. So this is the first 3 tile. So 3 tile index is equal to currently where we're at. And then while we're less than grid rows, we just simply and this equals 0. We can continue. So we should continue all the way there, you know, all the way there. And then we find another 3 tile. So if we reach the last tile and it isn't free, skip the cycle down any 3 tiles here. So the first one though actually should be here. Because I mean, if we're moving it down, we start very much here, and then we just go back to find the 3 tiles. So if we're trying to move it down, we go here, we start here, and then yeah, we start here, and then we go. And then basically we just go up to find the free index. So free tile index is here. It's not actually greater than 0, so we just are stuck here. So then free tile itself would be whatever this tile is here. So then the index so like this is a free tile, and then we find the next occupied tile. If we don't have a free tile, then we just go ahead and stop. Okay. So first off, we find the free tile, right? So then what we do for here though, we start the opposite way. So we actually start at the beginning. So this is the first free tile. Well, it's less than this. But it equals 0, so we actually stop here. So it's a current well. Alright, so this is the tile that we have. And then what we gotta do is, so, okay, so, free tile, this is 0. So that's gonna be false. This is gonna be false. So then the next occupied tile is simply, oh, probably should be like +1, not -1. And then we go ahead, it's less than that. And then at this index, so we just go ahead and find an occupied tile, and then otherwise, if it's out of bounds, then yeah. Okay, so that could have been the one existing error actually. All right, let's see if it works now. Cool, good way to test. That did not work. Okay, because moving up, we find it's actually not moving up. So first off, we combine any tiles. Then second off, we go ahead and move any existing ones up, if there are any. So first off, we going over this again. So find the first free tile starting from our current position in the row. So this is not a free tile. Actually, okay, yeah. Let's actually go over to this column and start here. So this is not a free tile, unfortunately. Oh no, this is. So it's the free tile, so this is it. And then we get like the tile at this position, and it equals 0, so this gets skipped. Then we find the next occupied tile, which is the one down over, which is the free tile index +1. It's currently like this is where, because we're doing this each by column. Whenever we go vertically, we traverse by column. So we go through here. It's we start at this tile and wait, what? So while it equals 0, because it's the next one over, and then while it's equals 0, then well, we just want to skip it, but actually this equals 4. So it's not out of bounds, and then what should happen is, so then we get the tile here, and if the occupied tile is 0, no, well, we can just go ahead. So the free tile index at here, this now should equal 4, and then here now is equal to 0. But for some reason it doesn't update, and I don't know why. Let's actually debug the situation. B game coordinate core.cpp 163. Run it. Let's go. Well, it shouldn't download a whole lot of debugging information, I'm hoping. But either way, it's gonna stop that. I'm gonna stop. Stop. Are you kidding me? Okay. Sometimes it happens. Nope. Okay, so then let's go ahead. Wait, so breakpoint game coordinator.cpp 163, continue, and let's go up. Alright, so free tile index is equal to the current row. So we're at row 0. Okay, now it should be in the first column actually. So then what we're gonna do, print free tile index. Yeah, it's the first row, and the current column is actually 1. Surprisingly. So then what we're gonna do is, okay, so we got this. Alright, so let's continue onward. So then print occupied tile index. So yeah, that's the occupied tile, and we're at column 1. Wait, if it's less than 0, or if the occupied tile index is greater than the free index. No, it should probably be the other way around, because it can't actually be the case. Occupied tile index is greater than the free. No, actually it should probably be the other way around, I think. So then we're gonna go ahead, run it, and let's see. that still did not do it. Okay, very interesting. Because that was the other way around. Okay, so ensure we have a valid index for the occupied tile. If this index is less than 0, break this cycle, because there aren't other occupied spaces available. Also make sure the occupied tiles index is greater than the free tiles index. Well, if it's occupied, well, I mean, here's the thing. Because if it's greater, oh, we can close out of this now. We're done with that. Because if you're talking about, oh, because it's the wrong one. Whoops. Let's see. Continue and hit it. Alright, let's see. Does it move up? And it just terminated. What do you mean, like, does it crash or something? So B game coordinator 163. Alright, one. Okay, so we're shifting up. Okay, so we got. Okay, print the column. And then I don't understand. Maybe that actually was necessary. Well, let's do a 1. Do a new game until there we go. Alright. So let's alright, so we got the free tile index. So then the free tile index is this is okay, so we got free tile index, and that's gonna be at 0. That's close to free tile. So then while that's not equal to 0, well, it is, so we stop there. Then we just get the tile reference, and then we gotta ensure that okay, so if the free tile if we reach the last tile and it isn't free, skip the cycle. There aren't many free tiles here. Or there aren't any free tiles here. So the free tile, this is equal to 0. Right, so that's not going to be the case. And then the occupied tile is the one below it. Free tile index plus 1. So then we go ahead, while that is equal to 0. So we go ahead and increment it just once. So then if the occupied tile, okay, so this is definitely greater than 0, but the index here is greater than the free tile, which is kind of what we want. But if the free tile is somehow, it should really be the other way around, I think, because otherwise now this is just gonna break. So let's go ahead and recompile. So then the free tile index, oh, times call, and it just exits. Why does it exit? Like, does it? Unknown exception. Okay, so catch except. Can I do this or something? I thought 8 exceptions though. I'll just relaunch it. I don't know. So there's an exception being thrown somewhere. So game coordinator 163. Run it. No. So okay, let's see. Because here's the thing. So free tile index. So I just realized I just got like these chat messages, and let me answer like a few of your questions. So first off, one, thank you for saying my code is neat. I try my best. I don't really think it's all that neat, but you know, I am running Arch Linux, and thank you so much for that too. I honestly did not realize that there would be a chat, and yeah, it definitely is like 3 p.m. for me right now too. I honestly did not like realize there's like 3 people here. Wow, and I just want to thank you guys for like watching. So, in case you guys are like new or whatever, I don't know. I mean, I'm just working on this Train 48 game, and I'm trying to figure out why in the hell this thing keeps crashing. I know that I kind of did all my like shifting code like similar, where we have one cycle, and then there's another cycle. Oh wow. I mean, what's it? That's like kind of, isn't that like a 13-hour difference from here? Wow. Well, as long as you go get some good sleep, that's all I'm gonna just say, because that's like LA in the morning. 1:30 a.m. too. Wow. Time zone differences, you know? That's the word for you. We all operate on different time zones. Where it's an afternoon, late afternoon for me, it's like early morning for some. Wow. So, okay. What exactly, when did I start programming? That's a good question. So, I've been programming for like a while. I mean, I first got into C++ since like 8th grade, since I was like 13. And I'm like now 18 for reference. So that's like, what, almost 5 years at this point. But I've been like I've been experimenting with computers for a lot longer, really. So I just was always, I guess, born for programming. I just always loved doing it. I always liked working with computers because I thought they were interesting. It's just, here I am. So, okay, let's see. I'm not entirely exactly sure what I was thinking when I wrote this code, to be honest. I mean, it was only like several months ago, technically. Back in like last year. Oh no, actually this is like over a year old. Jesus, wow. Time flies. So, okay, so back to this time moving up. So, like we were, okay, I guess the main concern is if there's a case where it's completely clean and free. So, we got free tile index. We're gonna start here, and I do apologize if it sounds like a broken record, but it takes me a few times to like say things and all. Oh really? Oh wow. I mean, I'm also in college too. And this upcoming semester, I'm also going to be like doing some C++ programming. This past semester that I just completed, I did some Java programming, but like, I mean, I also did know Java already at that point, but like, I am really I'm like looking forward more towards like C++ side of things, and actually I don't know if we're gonna get into C++. It might actually be C. I might actually get into some assembly, which I'm eager to really learn about assembly because I think that'd be fun. So who would have known like a bunch of college students would just basically just be like all on the same stream or whatever. Yeah. Well, glad to hear. I mean, I think pretty well in my Java class. Let's just hope that my time management skills improve, because I kind of feel like that was a big downfall in my previous semester. I mean, I only got a C in one class, so that was definitely something. Okay, yeah. So I also got other projects I can show you as well. I mean, you might have heard of some of them, but if you guys are interested, just let me know. Let me try to figure this out. Actually, I could really set this aside at the current moment, but alright, let's see. Where were we? We got free tile and free tile index. Yeah, so I guess the main concern is if like there's so check to ensure we have a valid index, because if it's like less than 0, or if it's, let's actually like, yeah, just continue. Alright, and then let's Yeah, that also will just continue to go. So I think the main issue is because 4 is not a valid index. I am indeed using version source control for this. I'm using Git for this. I'm like, that's the only one I'm familiar with, to be honest. I've heard of Mercurial, the subversion. I know the CVS, and yeah. I mean, actually, I'll just do this. Problem is like, I think there's this reaction button that gets in the way of the chat, but let me see if I can. Okay, this is much better. Okay. Honestly, that's understandable. If you want to switch to Linux, but you play a lot of games, I mean, you can try a dual boot. That's what some people do, or you can like check. I'll show you this website real quick. I'll digress. It's called like, what's it, ProtonDB or something, or what's it? Yeah, you can check ProtonDB and you can use that. I don't know if you know about it, but that's where you can check to see like what games would run. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna just search up PUBG. That's one of the few I know. That's booked. Whip. Oh, nice. All right, and oh wow. Yeah. I don't have much to say about like kernel level anti-cheat. It's very interesting, I guess. I guess that's just how far game developers are willing to see to like try to defend against cheats, but people are just gonna go bypass it anyways. I always feel like when it comes to like the game of like cheaters versus game developers and or anti cheat, it's always a cat and mouse game. I mean, I can't say much because I'm not a game developer. I have not dealt with games, especially like a AAA title. I'm in no way a professional, of course, but it's always just no one benefits. Nobody benefits from it. Players don't benefit. Oh, I guess if I want to get technical, I guess technically the cheaters benefit. But let's be real, there's more negative net benefit to it all. Like what I'm saying, players don't benefit from it. The game devs don't benefit from it because then they have to take out time to try to improve their anti-cheat or whatever. I mean, granted, there are already like solutions, and you could just use the third-party solution rather than like developing your own. But I don't know that, and anti-cheat itself is just like it gets into like I think really advanced details. Like, hey, like I guess I'd imagine some anti-cheats could use memory integrity or like checking whatever. I don't know. Can't really say much. So ultimately though, but I mean the games I play, however, just it's not really much at all. It's just open source like Unvanquished and then Loyalty, like a free Minecraft clone. So yeah. Honestly, you're not wrong. I mean, I'm also lazy myself. I just when I started using Linux, it was like probably in 7th grade when I actually like finally switched full time. I was previously dual booting before that. But then when I on my old laptop when I got an SSD upgrade for it, I just decided, all right, I'm going Linux full time, and I actually never really needed to use like I haven't had a compelling reason to use Windows, except I also do on the occasion use it for some games, but that's like on a way. I don't really play the game that I do that much. I mean, I'll play on occasion Roblox sometimes, usually with friends, but I mean, not really at the same time. I just do it because I'm bored and I have nothing else to do, and I mean, nowadays I don't really play too much Roblox, but lately I've just been playing it with my friend. But I mean, I think one of the other games I've been playing more recently. I know I've been playing Vanquished recently also. Let's see. Anyways, I mean, maybe I can make some things with open source better, perhaps. If you guys have a random idea of a project you want me to check out, then maybe we can check it out. You know what? How long has this stream been going? I have no idea how long it's been going. OBS, how long have I been going at it? Oh, almost 2 hours. I'll probably start wrapping up soon, but you know what? If you still want me to like check out a project, then like just let me know. But yeah, so Freetel, occupied in exile. Well, because like I think the thing is, it's with this that we eventually access, where it's like that occupied index tile. The occupied index tile, if it's less than 0, but it also can't be greater than the, well, it can actually, but if the occupied index tile, what if it's then greater than like, well, it's grid calls, I guess. Well, would it be grid wells or grid calls? Let me see. I mean, it's the same thing, but I'm just trying to be technically correct. Oh, the other projects. So, honestly, first off, there was this, you might, if, oh, well, I guess an excuse to look at the other project. So, I'm gonna just visit my YouTube channel real quickly. I don't know, I forgot the handle, but I'm gonna just show you because I'm gonna show you my YouTube channel first, because I also did videos on these projects. But the thing is, it's just, I have to scroll all the way down. I'm no longer number one. I'm kidding. Yeah, because like the thing is I did videos and where is it? Oh, yeah, there was once this like Audacity fork called Saucedacity that, if you know about the Audacity controversies, I decided to just start, and that's when I was like just starting out with C++ whatever, so I didn't know a whole lot, and then I just ultimately came up with the name Saucedacity because I kind of like was thinking about fast food at the time and just thinking about how we took like the recipe for this meal, and then this fork was like, alright, we're gonna like make some improvements with it. I mean, I can have a very creative mind at some time, but like here's the thing though, I have been wanting to make a video about Saucedacity, like because this is about like 4 years at this point, and see, the thing is, Saucedacity is discontinued right now. It actually yeah. I mean, am I the best namer? No, but you know what? I can be very creative with names. So, you might have also have heard about Tenacity. I'm now the dude behind this. Because Saucedacity merged with Tenacity. This is the first ever time well, maybe, I don't know. I mean, this is the first time I've, I guess, officially said it on the channel. Or maybe I've said it earlier. I have no idea. I kind of can't remember things on my channel. I don't really do a whole lot on the channel. But, yeah, so, yeah, Tenacity, modern versions of Tenacity, like, I'm the person who just was responsible for just restarting Tenacity development. And what you see here in the modern stable version is basically Saucedacity under the hood, because we just recycled its code base. Except then we're actually going to recycle it again, because I decided I got tired of trying to backport stuff from the latest version of Audacity. And yeah, I'm going to just build this real quick. This actually builds very fast. On this system, even though it's like a Ryzen 5 3600. That's, I mean, this is just really the most powerful machine I have at the moment. And I used to do a lot of things on my laptop because I usually just hang downstairs. I don't hang up in my room. I just hang downstairs mainly because I have a 2-story building. Well, okay. Hold up a sec. I'm just gonna There we go. So now it builds. This is what GPU am I using? I am using a Radeon RX 580, 8GB card. It works. I don't do a whole lot of demanding gaming, at least, and yeah, it works. Anyways, this is the in progress development version of Tenacity. Also, it's based on the latest version of Audacity. It was initially 3.7.1. But Audacity has released newer versions since then, so we've taken it to like Audacity 3.7.4. That's been a lot easier in backporting those fixes, and also you might have noticed the welcome. If I'm to go to Audacity, okay, so that's the welcome in Audacity, and that's 3.7.4. But Tenacity, we just kept the old welcome because we don't have release videos. No. I mean, maybe we can have an upload to Nextcloud feature, I guess. I'm kidding. We don't have a feature survey. You can just visit us on Mastodon at tenacity at floss.social. We don't have a merch store. I guess I can try selling Tenacity merch. I'm kidding. I do accept donations too, though, but that's independent of the project, and that's if you just like the stuff I do. If you guys want that in the description. Well, I mean, in the chat, just let me know. Because I can appreciate if you can give me a couple of dollars, because I've been having trouble finding employment. Although I might actually be closing in on a job. I've gotten 2 offers at this point. Anyways, but yeah, this is Audacity, and then this is Tenacity. I know Audacity has like a more modern dock theme now. Audacity has improved ever since Tenacity and Audacity were both initially forked. And we're just kind of getting up to speed. With them both. I can't say about LLMs, with NVIDIA. I've never really tried one in an LLM. But I mean, if you want the general Wayland experience, I mean, for me, I think it's been... I've heard nowadays also, just in general, NVIDIA and Wayland should finally be like a thing now. But I can't say much regarding LLMs. I have no idea. I'm not really like a machine learning kind of person, unfortunately. But yeah, so real quick about Audacity and Tenacity. So both, because this is Arch Linux, it's going to be using the same dependencies more or less. That is okay. I don't exactly know why why the Arch Audacity package uses GCC 15. This needs to be changed. This needs to be fixed. I can fix that right now, actually. Change of stream. We're actually I'm gonna set that aside and probably forget what I was doing. I'm kidding. No, it's probably actually gonna happen, but anyways. Let that configure real quick. I previously worked on this on stream before. So I mean, I've seen the thumbnail. I haven't watched the latest LTT video regarding that. That is how the hell did NVIDIA like have 48 gigs? How did they just shove 48 gigs of VRAM in a 4090? Oh, well, okay, well that makes sense. Then again, I mean, you can probably just like if you really have the skills, you can probably just do that yourself, which that's understandable. But I mean, that's an insane amount of VRAM. And a 5700G, is that integrated graphics? Or I think so. Not really good for gaming though. Well, AI seems to be all the rage nowadays. Honestly, I'm not too much of a big fan of the push with AI. I mean, Tenacity, for example, doesn't have any AI capabilities. I mean, for things like ChatGPT, stuff like that, I guess it's mainly generative LLMs as we all know it today or whatever. But, I mean, I still do think AI can be useful though. But I mean, it's just there are quite a few problems that I acknowledge with it. Okay. I just searched main. What? I know that there was some commit here somewhere. About Clang in the about dialogue or whatever. Because update about dialogue maybe? Include note about tenacity code, because like what was, because the problem is that it says GCC 4.2.1 but then adds Clang, which I'm just like, where are you even getting that, you know? Like I'm just kind of curious. Well, actually, it's in the about dialogue, so we can just probably fix that real quick. Because I think with tenacity, like Wii-based tenacity, that's GCC. Well, wait, is this a flat pack? Oh, it is a flat pack, so it is actual GCC. I don't think I have the tenacity. No, I don't. Okay. Yeah, definitely it is like harder. Definitely when you get to college, like you are stripped of time. That's what I would say about that as well. Okay, so real quick, I gotta hop onto the main branch for a sec. I'll probably fix this little issue so you see some live tenacity development, and then maybe I'll actually showcase the other libraries, because the Tenacity project is also responsible for like libmat and libid3 tag, which I'm working on libid3 tag on that. So what's the history? Well, like, that's commit history, right? Yeah. Code base cleanups? Yeah, that's... Because, like, I'm trying to figure out... There's various tweaks, because, like... I guess that's somehow just fine, but as, like, 4.2.1 or whatever. And then this just kind of gets into more of the Saucedacity bits. So I don't exactly know how that came to be or something. Oh, because it's the build info stuff. Okay, so... You know what? That's why. And that's because... Okay. Yeah, have a great night too. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna just do this up real quick because I'm gonna also get going as well. I know that there was some like build info stuff that was done. And I'll just do that real quick. Go to the commits, build info. Let's more remerges the better, I guess. But what I could just do is like just kind of cherry pick these off main, basically. What time do I usually stream? I don't really have a set streaming schedule. I know that my friend has been I know that like my friend has been streaming on Twitch recently, and then I decided, you know what if I decided to do some code streaming? I mean, you just kind of, I guess, have to like keep tabs whenever I do stream, you know. And honestly, I mean, if you're just invested, just kind of, I guess, subscribe or whatever. I'm not trying to promote myself, but like, if you do want to know when the next live stream is, which, I mean, I could probably keep a regular schedule. I rarely post any updates, you know, but like, you know what? I mean, we can probably just, I can probably try to start a schedule, but I'm not too sure what that's gonna look like, and that would depend on like school and everything. But I still have some time. But anyways, let's see. Yeah. Oh, neat. So, you should like get, you probably should then just yeah, you should be able to just get the notification when I start live streaming. I am just going to, oh, that's not good. Yeah, I mean, I have been playing in another stream also. So, and that's actually working on Tenacity some more, because I gotta see. One of the things with Tenacity is I decided to rebase off everything off the latest Audacity, and I gotta port a lot of things. And I realized that when I actually began, I guess, one bit of porting the Matroska exporter, oh, this failed. So basically what happened there was I actually was able to get a good amount done. So I think I might start doing it a bit more actually. Let's see. I'm gonna edit actually both of these commits. So we had the build info from Tenacity Legacy. Yeah. Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, maybe. I mean, because if I'm to say any times, it's just I do it like my time, and I just really do it whenever I feel like it. Really, so I don't really have a consistent schedule. But like, maybe what you can do is like watch it after if you're still interested in all that. Let's start with this here first. I mean, because like we have like a little, what's it, like 13-hour time difference if I said previously, and if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, otherwise I think we can probably still make something work though. Alright, reapply commit. This commit. Alright, so then it's another commit. I'll just modify. Oh. Oh well. Just rewrite it. Anyways, but if you're actually interested in contributing to Tenacity also, then you can just go to tenacityaudio.org, and that's our where we have the repo and everything. Well, not the repo, but like that's where we have links to it. Oh, so then we just gotta go in community and source code, and then you just go to codebug, then boom, there you have it. If you're interested in contributing to Tenacity, of course, you don't have to. I mean, obviously, but like, you know. Anyways, let's continue with that. And then let's get this commit. Let's do that. I'm just gonna do that, except I don't know what happened there. Does it build? I think so. I'll hold up a sec. Wait, give me 1 second actually, real quick. Okay, I am back. I had to double check something. Oh wow. So, oh yeah, because I do test with Clang, and yeah, there we go. It's a lot better. Lot better, and it simplifies it too, at least here. Yeah. So you know what? Alright, and that's it. Okay, so, wait, what? Oh, because I forgot the origin bit. Alright. Yeah, well, good luck. Happy coding to you, too. And I wish you the best of luck, too. Alright. Alright, for anyone else that might still be watching, I mean, we're also just about to wrap up. I just decided to get into Tenacity last minute, and it's a little simple thing. This POE has a built-in for class, and also we apply the commit to use it in the about dialog. Right, and it's all the small details that I'm really getting, but at least this would have to happen one way or another, so at least I'm doing it right now. Anyways, yep, to those that might still be watching, I think that just about does it for this stream. Oh, actually, I guess before we officially end it, go to Rebase and fast forward. Yeah, Tenacity now has on its Rebase branch a horizontal zoom. Yep, well, I think that's just about going to do it for the stream today. So yeah, that's all we're just gonna about do. I'll go ahead and rebuild that, just so I can have it mostly all cached or whatever and rebuilt. Just ahead of time when I go to work on this. I don't really have a regular schedule for streams. Just to recap on that, I didn't expect this to take over 2 hours, but it's getting a bit late. I mean, it's only, as you can see, 4 o'clock my time, like almost 4:10 my time. But I just simply wanted to do some. I thought it was gonna be a little quick, to be honest, but hey, sometimes the best things that, I mean, the best things in life you kind of have to just wait for, you know. Oh, I'm gonna finish it off. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna close out of Visual Studio Code, right? Because we're gonna do something funny. So the way I've implemented, of course, the Matroska exporter. If you watch my the other stream, my previous stream, then you're gonna know. But it now shows up, but we export. There it goes. Wait, what? Am I still recording? Oh shoot! Oops. Oh, yeah. Whoops. Let me just. I don't want you guys looking through my files. That was an accident. A real good accident. Wait, where does it? I don't exactly know where it went. I don't know where. Oh, it's just your home folder. Okay. Save. OBS uses Matroska by default, and I don't have any complaints about that. But in fact, anything, it's a great preference, I think. Well, that just about does it for like this stream. I'm gonna just end it here. I don't exactly just a recap. I was working on XX 2048, something I wrote for high school club fair. High school club fair. And then I just decided to resurrect it like literally yesterday, last night. I don't really have a regular streaming schedule. I'm just a random person who just will like to, you know, I just do these things out of the blue. Yeah, maybe I think the next stream I'm gonna be busy tomorrow, and I might actually be busy in the coming weeks, so you might not see me do one of these streams again. Maybe I will actually stick to like a streaming maybe a bit of a streaming schedule, perhaps. Just like Friday streams, where I just like, okay, we're doing the streams, and it was just kind of like, maybe we could do like Friday at 6 Pacific Daylight Time, my time, basically. I could do something like that. Yeah, I think that would be, I think that could be a schedule. Anyways, but ultimately, yeah, if you like this, you could perhaps subscribe. I don't really upload constantly or anything. I just or stream like regularly or constantly or whatever. If you have any suggestions, you can let me know in the comments. I'll see what I can do. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too particularly honest. I mean, I'm very particularly honest, but I'll be particularly honest also. I'm not very active on this channel. I'll do something like once in a while, and then you see me vanish. But I'll be doing things elsewhere, you know. Maybe I can adjust that. I don't know. Yeah. So ultimately, but for those that came out and watched the live stream, I want to say thank you. And just kind of, I guess, transition back to here, back to darkness, if you will. But yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next stream. See ya.